I would also like to introduce Julie Price-Barnd, who is the daughter of Grant and Phaedra Price, and then you'll hear from Nate Vaughn, who is the Wartburg TV station manager, and then finally from President Darrel Colson with closing words. And SCJ also wants you to know that there is a tailgate barbecue in here after this. So without any hesitation, Julie, come forward, please.
I don't travel alone. Emily is my prop here. She's going to get me through this, and your tears are not helping me. I had to get this out. Thank you, Liz. Thank you. And you scare me. If you're rusty, what am I? Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to hand that to you. Wow, what a great turnout. We're so excited and pleased and thankful to be here. And if I can get through this, I'm going to feel really good about it. We do want to say thank you for this great honor that you've given Dad and Grandpa. He would have been thrilled. He would have been more thrilled to see you all. That would have been his best thrill. But we're pleased to be a part of this commemoration ceremony. So on behalf of our family, and I'm going to try to list those that aren't here, we're a small sample. My sister, Lori, her husband, Chris, their children, Lucas and Sarah, my husband, Mark, and our children, Emily, who's the oldest, Andrew and Matt. We'd like to say thank you. Emily and Andrew, two Wartburg grads. I'll tell you about Matt in a minute. Emily and Dad bonded quite, they were already close as grandpa and granddaughter, but they bonded quite tightly Emily's freshman year when she chose to find out the hard way the distance between the floor from the loft. You've heard this story, and I tell it over and over. Fell out of her bed first night of classes, broke her ankle terrifically, had surgery on crutches for 6 weeks. Dad would dutifully pick her up at her dorm, take her to the diner every day, make sure she got one good meal because she wasn't going to the calf. It was just too hard. So he was her constant companion her first year. Okay. Probably shouldn't have gone there. Okay. So then Andrew comes along, and Dad really didn't say, I really want you people to come here. Everybody came to that decision on their own. Andrew also chose to come here. And because of that choice, we have another addition to our family that was a Wartburg family member. Mary Kate Arnold is now Mary Kate Arnold Barnd, having wed Andrew this past summer. And they're now residents of England. So just to let you know where they are, they're not here. And that brings us to Matt. Matt's the baby of the family, and he was a senior when Dad died. So that sphere of influence kind of closed up there. But he chose to go to Co. I'm sorry. But he's playing football at Co. and currently on their way to Simpson, and we'll see how they do. Wartburg kind of cleaned up on us last week. But we're okay with that. It's mixed loyalties. But Dad would have wholeheartedly supported that independent decision on his part. But thanks from all of us. Remember, one of the first times we came to visit Wartburg, kind of in this area, first of all, I want to say we were so grateful that Dad found gainful employment after his first retirement. You have no idea how Mom worried about what she was going to do with him after Channel 7. Way to go, Wartburg. You filled a large gap there. But the first time he brought us up to kind of show us his new place of employment, we came to the TV studio. And, of course, the kids were little, and they were pretty excited to see all the technology and the cameras and the sets and all that. And so he got a camera out, let them do their thing on the set. Emily was doing news, Andrew was on sports, and Matt was trying to do the weather. But as a 3-year-old, it wasn't probably going anywhere. So we have that videotape, and it's a treasured videotape. And I know the studio has changed quite a bit since those early years. So our children have all grown up and changed, and so has the TV studio. It's amazing to see what's happened over the years. And I'm very proud to say that Dad was a part of that. I can say it, he wouldn't. He was impressed by all the technology, and it wasn't his thing. The typewriter he had at home had a piece of tape on the, whatever you call that bar that you press it to make it, the space bar. So that was the technology he had at home. So for him to go to the Apple computer was pretty amazing. We were amazed by that. It was a big learning curve for him, but if you think of where he came from to where he left, the state of the art was pretty amazing, the witness that he had. He would be very gracious and thankful for this honor. He probably would have said, "You really don't need to go to all this fuss, but glad you did." He was honored to be called a professor, but he really saw himself as a teacher. He felt that was a great privilege. It was something that in his early years he probably wouldn't have thought that that's what would have happened, but it was the greatest combination of his experience and this opportunity that he could have had. He was very proud of the students, and I'm glad to see so many here. And I don't know you, but I should know you because he talked about you all the time. You were all bright, wonderful, and talented people. And I also know that because he brought your papers and your tests along with him when we'd have family weekends. He'd go off for a few hours and pore over your papers. And he would make comment after comment after comment. And if you were among the select few that could decipher his handwriting, you probably would know, oh, those are really great and helpful comments. And that is a select few. It's interesting. He would give birthday cards to the kids, and they'd go, "What does this say, Mom?" I don't know. We'll figure it out. He took his job very seriously, and he expected everybody else to. That's alluded to all the time. He was a hard taskmaster. He was as a father, but he had that gentle side too. I mean, you could work your way through that. But he really didn't expect anything less than what he was willing to give himself, and the fruits of his labor are very obvious. He would have greatly enjoyed this day. Tomorrow would have been their 60-something anniversary, so it's all timely. It's all very sentimental times. He would have enjoyed seeing the facility, but more than that, he would really have enjoyed visiting with each of you, colleagues and staff members, and catching up on your lives, because it was very important to him. We miss him. We miss those stories, even though we heard them several times over. That's okay. Sometimes they had different tweaks to them. We miss him being in our lives, but we know he's in a good place. He's back with Mom. And he's also pretty sure joined in some colleagues of some of his own broadcast heroes. Tim Russert, oh my gosh, did he love Tim Russert? All the old guys. And the most recent addition, Jack Shelley. They're just all kind of hanging out talking broadcasting. So that's okay. So once again, we appreciate this great honor and for allowing us to be a part of it. I have one more thing. The photo album, Paul Yeager. In going through all of Dad's photos, hundreds of photos, some more meaningful to us than others. So I've just put all the Wartburg stuff in here, or what I've found. I don't know if I've been through all the boxes. So I'm guessing some of you might be in here. I know there's one of you. I think Jim Waterbury, there's one of you. There's countless students. So I'm going to leave it here. Please feel free to take, if your picture's in there, if you know people who are in there, because otherwise I don't have any way of getting it to you. But it is here. It might be fun. There's some really old photos of the TV studio, so you can see where it's come over the years. Thank you very much.